Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today I've borrowed this 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT from my friends at Morgan Buick GMC here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And if you're a keen-eyed observer, you can see the price is on the screen right now. The reason I say that is because sometimes people ask me what the price is down in the comments section, even after I show what I just showed. Maybe they just happen to look away for a few seconds. But one way or another, we're gonna take a quick look at this quicksilver metallic truck and talk about some of the interesting features that it has and what's new for the 2022 model year. As far as the exterior goes, the major changes are gonna be seen right here on the front end. And it all starts with the headlight design and the way the blinker is now designed and where it's located. A very nice look. In fact, it looks so cool that gives you a good reason to start using your blinkers if you don't, especially you Shreveport drivers. And I'll show you how to do that when we're in the interior. It's not really that hard. But that way, you can show off this cool new design when you're turning right or turning left or changing lanes to the right or to the left. You know, it kind of helps. Also, the grille is going to have a completely new look to it. It looks better. It's meant to give the truck a little bit wider, lower stance as far as its appearance goes. And depending on the trim level that you buy, well, this being the SLT is going to have this particular grille. The Denali Ultimate is going to have a completely different look to it, not only here, but I'll show you one other thing on the rear of the truck that's going to be different based on one of the features with that trim level, if that's something you want. You'll also find a different design for the front bumper and the location of the fog lights that are now down here in this area. While there are multiple engine options available, the engine under the hood of this particular truck is the 5.3-liter V8, putting out 355 horsepower, and torque numbers come in at 383. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and this truck is four-wheel drive. And while the exterior color on this particular truck is quicksilver metallic, there are a multitude of choices for you to choose from if you want something different. And something else that I really like that you can get with these GMC Sierra pickup trucks is the Multi-Pro tailgate. It does work as your conventional tailgate, but there are a number of different things you can do here. You can use it as a picnic table, you can use it as a bed extender, and there's more than one way to actually use it as a bed extender. So we're going to put that back down and we'll put this area back up. That's ultimately the step to get in and out of the truck. But again, we've got a second option for a bed extender. If you have something that's too long to fit in the bed and you don't want to sit it on top of the tailgate and have it sitting out here like this, well, here's another option for you on that. And then beyond that, you also have the ability to use this as a step, and to make things even easier, there's a simple to use handle. That's one thing that really separates these trucks out from the Ford F-Series pickups, is that you don't have the in tailgate step and the handle as well. This is a little bit easier. It's just one motion to bring it up or put it back in place. Very easy to get in and out using that. And the thing I like about what you have here is that you have the graphite material. It always reminds me of grip tape on a skateboard. Makes it easier to have sure-footedness. And while this truck doesn't have it, you can have the Kicker audio system built in here as well to kind of make this the ultimate tailgating truck. And in the interest of fair reporting, one of my favorite features here is the built-in step on the bumper. Nothing new here, but here's what's different. I like the fact that this one's nice and deep. You can come in from two different angles, obviously, and find your sure-footedness without a problem. But if you buy the GMC Denali Ultimate, that actually changes size. It's a little bit smaller, and here's why. Because those trucks come with a feature that, well, unfortunately this truck doesn't have, and that is Super Cruise, where it basically is autonomous driving. Pretty interesting. Eventually, I hope we'll get one, and we can actually show you how that works out on the road. And here in the rear seat area, there is a lot of space. And you do have the dual air conditioning vents back here that do provide plenty of airflow depending on how the fan speed is set. Now, this is dual zone climate control, so you can't control it from back here. Not necessarily a big deal. It is there, it's helpful. Also a couple of USB port options right there. One of my favorite features here, just as kind of somebody who really likes things that are out of the ordinary, is you have the in-seat storage on these seats. And there's all kinds of things you could put in there. It really, as long as it'll fit, you can use it. And I like the fact that I have plenty of leg room. You can see I'm stretching my legs out. This seat's a little bit further back, but I still have plenty of leg room to stay nice and comfortable no matter where we're driving. And as I fire the truck up, the cool thing about hopping into the driver's seat is the graphics, the animated graphics that come across the screens, not only the 13.2 inch, but the 13.4 inch screen as well, either the driver's instrument cluster or the center screen right here. One thing I like here is the fact that after all of the years of people saying that the interior of these trucks were antiquated, I don't think they're going to be saying that anymore. GMC has done a great job with the design of the screen here. It's as high-tech as it can get. You've got Google Assistant integration here where you can talk to her basically. Everything is done via voice commands, even though you have it on the dashboard. If you wanted to know how much gas you have left and how far you can drive, you can ask Google Assistant about that. The instrument cluster has a nice, fresh, modern look, and everything just super easy to use and super easy to figure out. And yeah, there's some features that aren't necessarily here. You don't have the rear view camera mirror, but for some people that's good. They don't like that as much, and I understand because it's a little challenging to get used to, that's for sure. But when you have 3 people sitting in the back seat and you can't see out of that back window, that comes in very handy. The new shifter, that's changed. Tell me what you think about that down in the comments section. I've received kind of mixed reactions to that. Some people say I would rather have the traditional column shifter. Some people like the shifter here on the center console and its overall design. It's easy to use. One thing you might notice though, if you're looking down here in front of the shifter and you're saying, wait a minute, for the price point of that truck, there's no wireless charging. Well, there is, it's just in a different location. It's actually here underneath the lid of the console. You don't have to lift that lid up to use it, but as you can see on your screen, I put my phone down there just so you can see. And right here on the top of the center console, you can also add a second wireless charger. It's an aftermarket product, but you can do that if you want to. There's a connection right back here if that's something you're interested in. And for those of you who are wanting to know how to use this lever right here, the turn signal lever, I promise you a tutorial on this. Maybe you've never been able to afford that feature on your vehicles in the past, or you just never learned how to use it. Here's how it works. When you push it into the up position, see that arrow that's blinking to the right? Now when I push it into the down position, it's blinking to the left. What that actually means is those blinkers on the outside of the vehicle on the front and rear, they tell people around you what you're doing. If you're turning to the right or turning to the left or changing lanes to the right in front of somebody or to the left. It's a really novel idea. I know a lot of people can't afford that option, but that's how you use it in case you've ever wondered. And as we hop out onto the road for our test drive, there's a couple of things I didn't mention earlier. I'll tell you about them now. One thing on this particular truck, you do have the automatic tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. That's always a plus, so it's power. So not manually adjustable, that makes a big difference. So what is it like to drive this truck? Well, it's a very enjoyable truck to drive. It definitely is going to get the job done as a truck. But at the same time, the ride quality isn't bad. You know, it makes me think back to the days when trucks didn't ride as well or drive as well as they do now. And even though I know a lot of old school people are probably going to say you don't need to have all those cameras and everything to know what's going on around you. Well, sometimes people have made mistakes over the years in tight spaces and ended up damaging their vehicle, or maybe theirs and somebody else's. With all of the available camera views that you can get on these trucks, well, you just can't beat the fact that that helps so much. And one thing I want to make sure I cover that I didn't talk about earlier as well, just like with the power adjustable steering wheel, you also have 3 different driving modes. You have normal, you have sport, and you have off-road. So depending on what you need, well, you can use those different driving modes. Very easy to select just using the dial selector. down here on the bottom left-hand side of the dashboard to the left of all of the controls for the lighting around the truck. And this truck has the 5.3 liter V8 that I mentioned earlier in the video, and it definitely gets you down the road with absolutely no problem. So if you're looking for a nice truck, these are a lot more luxurious than other trucks on the market, and yeah, there's a lot you can get if you step up in trim level depending on what your desires are and budget. Well, it's available from GMC. And that is a quick look at the 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Tell me what you think down in the comments. I know a lot of people have said for years that the interior on these trucks look antiquated. What are your thoughts? Are you impressed with the improvements that GMC has made? What else would you like to see come in the future? Tell GMC about it down in the comments section, because you never know who is actually reading the comments. I got to say a special thanks to my friend Wesley over at Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me the remote so I could show you this truck for the day. And a thanks to all of you for giving me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out another of the videos that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.